that, happy birthday to each one of us. Buon fete is today, February 28th, is a celebration of Auroville. 1968 was the year when this vision of Auroville as a city committed to human unity, the work had started. And since then, the aspiration has been to explore the aspect of self-giving. What it is to be a willing servitor. What does it really mean to be a willing servitor? And to distinguish it from what does it mean as a servant or a servitor? And what's the essence in our daily life? Sri Aurobindo and the Mother have given us a lot of it. I think what we will look at today is how do we draw upon the essence today in our lives, in our world, and the commitment that Mother brought for us. But prior to that, I'm going to invite Jaya to just bring for all of us the context of Mahasaraswati.
I will not be reading
Yes.
I will not be reading the whole text. I will be reading the last few lines on Mahasaraswati. A mother to our wants, a friend in our difficulties, a persistent and tranquil counselor and mentor, chasing away with her radiant smile the clouds of gloom and fretfulness and depression, reminding always of the ever-present help, pointing to the eternal sunshine. She is firm, quiet, and persevering in the deep and continuous urge that drives us towards the integrality of the higher nature. All the work of the other powers leans on her for its completeness. For she assures the material foundation, elaborates the stuff of detail, and erects and rivets the armor of the structure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jaya, for that. So, given the context that Jaya just read, I would probably like to start off with, while we know the last line that she is needed for the completeness, maybe I would like to understand, because even before we go into self-giving and willing to be servitor, what's the reason, the aspect of Mahasaraswati, that the other three powers, which is Mahakali, Maheshwari, and Mahalakshmi, that while in each bring their strength, they lean on to Mahasaraswati for the sense of completion or for the completeness. So I'm going to throw open this to the audience, to our distinguished speakers. We have Prabir from Pondicherry Ashram, Sankaran, Narad, Kirti, and Tapas, who is here in Auroville. So, your point of view, your perspective, when you're starting off this, what's the reason or the context for leaning into Mahasaraswati for this? Because I think somewhere it dovetails into self-giving and willing to be a willing servitor.
Before that, I just wanted to touch upon the aspect that you asked previously, that is how Mahasaraswati completes the work of the others. So you see, Sri Aurobindo mentions one thing in the book The Mother, that she is the closest to earth nature of all the four aspects. In the ashram, in Sunil Das music, there is one Sanskrit shloka on Mahalakshmi. It's called Mahalakshmi Ashtotra, which is used extensively because it has mention of all the four aspects, which is very rare. Even in Durga Shaptashati, only three are mentioned. So just quote those brief lines. First is Maheshwari, Adi Anta Rahite Devi, Nitya Satya Maheshwari, Yogaje Yoga Sambhute, Mahalakshmi Namostute. But Mahalakshmi extolled as the Supreme Divine, Supreme Mother, and this is Maheshwari. Then comes Mahakali, Sthula Sukshma Maharaudre, Mahashakti Mahodare, Mahapapa Hare Devi, Mahalakshmi Namostute. Then you have Mahalakshmi, Padmasana Sthite Devi Parabrahma Swarupini Parameshi Jagannata Mahalakshmi Namaste. Fourth is Maha Saraswati, very interesting. Shvetambaradare Devi Nalalankara Bhushite Jagasthite Jagannata Mahalakshmi Namaste. Jagasthite, the one who resides in earth nature. All the four aspects need to work on it. We need to, unite with all the four aspects of the mother before the action of the transcendental supreme can begin. Maheshwari, she is working within you, enlightening your mind, expanding your consciousness. She is that vast knowledge. Mahalakshmi, harmony, beauty, love, bhakti, devotion. That aspect comes through Mahalakshmi. Mahakali is that impetuous force. Whenever there is a blockage, whenever there is an obstruction, it's that power which helps you break through. In fact, that's one of the prayers of the mother, where this Mahakali action is actually invoked by her. So all her prayers are for us to understand and use as our aspiration, where she says, break down the last resistances. Break down the last resistances. And then she says, blast the being if need be, but let it be transfigured. Break down the last resistances, and then there's one line which I'm forgetting, but the last two lines are, blast the being if need be, but let it be transfigured. So that is the action of Mahakali. But all these actions change or bring something to you within. Whether it is an enlightenment of some kind, knowledge, or that courage. 2 days ago we were talking about the Mahakali aspect, the courage to really, break anything that resists within us. Or expanding our scope of love, going beyond the ego. Embracing more and more till you are able to embrace all creation. Because we are trying to actually unite with the mother. And in Savitri, as Sri Aurobindo says, love in her was wider than the universe. The whole world could take refuge in her single heart. That love we have to do. But these are not things which are on the surface. Surface is earth nature. What we see outside, our outer lives, daily lives, our daily interactions. And that is where the Saraswati aspect comes in. Whatever we gain inside through Maheshwari, through Mahalakshmi, through Mahakali, in our daily life, in detailed things, small little things, interactions, awkward situations, situations you don't like, developments which you don't like, you want to change that. Then what we have gained in terms of harmony, love, knowledge, Mahasaraswati takes you into each and every one aspect of your life. Every little detail. In terms of rejection, yes, you want to reject everything that denies the divine. All that denies must be torn out and slain, and crushed, the many longings for whose sake we lose the one for whom our lives were made. So it's beautiful, and I want to do it. I want to reject any and everything that comes between me and my own divinity, my own greater self, who is the Supreme, the One Supreme. But how do I go about doing it? Who points it out to me? When you are sincere in your aspiration, something which is, just before that which was just normal, so mind justifies automatically, saying, oh, it's quite true. You will react in this particular manner, you will do this thing in this particular way. Mahasaraswati will point out that in this is the thing which is wrong. Not the action, but your attitude. Where you are bringing in your ego and your own feeling that, I am doing it and I am doing it much better than others. that I am the only guy who really is sincere in the sadhana. This happens very often. Those people who say they think themselves sincere feel everybody else is lacking. But she is the one who will point out to you, let me show you and paint you your picture. And then you will be surprised. So the Mahasaraswati action completes the action of all the three: knowledge, will and love. So Sri Aurobindo always mentioned that these are the three things with which you have to unite when you unite with the divine. In the synthesis, especially in the context of what we are talking about, yoga of divine works, the first paragraph he mentions this. Knowledge, will and love are the three aspects in which you have to unite with the divine. And knowledge, will and love, you can say Maheshwari, Mahakali, Mahalakshmi. But it is Mahasaraswati who brings in that detailed surrender and that integral union. It leaves out no aspect of your life, including your ordinary daily life, the physical world.